If you watched my video about strawberry fields or strawberry field, I mentioned that there was planning permission for some properties to be built at the beginning of Vale Road, and it looks like it's actually started now. The area has been cordoned off, so we'll find out soon what they're building. I thought we'd take a walk along High Street to its junction with Menlove Avenue and Vale Road to see what work is being done on the junction here. For as long as I remember, this piece of land was used as a car sales area, and at the back there was buildings where cars were worked on. This was where the mechanics were, but now it's been all cordoned off and it's going to be demolished by the look of it and something else built in its place. Now it's got boards all around it. It looks a lot bigger than I imagined it was before. Obviously we are in autumn now, and here in Woolton Wood the leaves have been falling quite rapidly from the trees with the wind and the rain that we've had recently, and there's a lovely carpet of orange leaves on the ground. But back in the summer there was a comment from a contributor to the channel in terms of making comments, called Strawberry Fields, funnily enough, and he posed a series of questions about things that he wondered if we, or maybe I'm going to say that it was aimed at everybody, do we remember certain locations in Woolton Village from the past? The first one was, do you remember the dairy? The second one was, do you remember Fine Fur, the supermarket? Do you remember the sweet shop near the baths? And do you remember the spiral staircase in the library? So we're going to take a look at all four locations and find out what they are now compared to what they were back then. Now I did start filming this video pretty much straight away. The comment and the question was made around about August, I think. In fact, it could have been early August. And I actually started filming it that week, intending to put it on YouTube pretty quickly. But for one reason or another, I didn't. And it's been filmed over a series of different visits. Therefore some of the footage looks very different, because some of it was filmed in summer, some of it was filmed in September, the beginning of autumn, and some of it's going to be filmed today, and we're well into October now. It's the around about the 25th, I think. So that's the reason why some of the footage will look a little bit brighter than others. And today we've had pretty mixed weather. Started off quite nice. I come out the door, starts raining obviously, and it's just about brightening up now, I think. So anyway, we're going to have a look at these four locations. This is the Liverpool Cheese Company, and they occupy a building which was once Handley's Dairy, and at the side in the yard there they used to keep cows, and they used to be milked a couple of times a day. This is the side view from King's Drive, and this is the view from Woolton High Street. Now it was Handley's Dairy until pretty recently, These are a couple of photographs I took in the early 2000s, and it shows the Handley's sign above the window. Handley's Dairy was on Woolton Street, and on the opposite side of Woolton Street is the Yorkshire Building Society. But this building here used to be occupied by a supermarket called Fine Fur. And this is a photograph of Fine Fur, which I stole from the internet, and I guess this must be around about the 1960s. But anyway, this is what it looks like today as the Yorkshire Building Society. So next we're off to see the sweet shop near the baths. But I used to buy my sweets from this shop, which is coming up on the right hand side there, the grey building, or the grey painted building with a shutter halfway down. That used to be a sweet shop called Lewis's, news agents, that type of thing, and they also used to sell records there. This is a photograph I took of the shop quite recently. It wasn't Lewis's then. Lewis's had gone quite a long time ago, but this photograph was taken on a pretty gloomy, rainy day. Not many of those about. And this is what Lewis's looks like now. I think it might be looking for a new owner. Anyway, instead of looking for the sweet shop next, I'm going to have a look at the library. And this is the top end of Allerton Road, basically where the Tesco is, and it used to be a Bear Brand factory. So we're walking down now towards the village properly, and on the left hand side there, the tall building with the apex is Woolton Library, although now it's a private residence. It was sold off because it wasn't a busy library, and the council didn't want to keep it going, so it was auctioned off, I think, and now it's a house for somebody. When the library closed, the local residents set about trying to find a use for it, and eventually it went up for auction in 2015. I think it was actually sold on the 29th of October 2015, and it went for £205,500. Now this is a Grade 2 listed building, so it just goes to show that you can keep a building and turn it into something quite desirable. So this is the interior of the building as it was being cleared out after being a library. And to answer the question, this is the spiral staircase. Okay, so the next one is the sweet shop near the baths. So we're heading off to the junction with Quarry Street to the left and South Quarry Street to the right. Another contributor, Atma Kali, I hope I've said that right, got in touch with me and asked me if I'd noticed that the door on the baths have been repainted, and also the poles on the street here that mark the corners and the direction of the traffic have also been painted with these black and white bands, and the green paint on the door of the baths matches the paintwork on the pub on the other corner, so all very nice. So this is some old footage showing what it used to look like, a little bit drab, and this is what it looks like now with its new shiny black and white paint. So thank you very much for pointing that out. It took 12 months to have noticed that. Atma Kali also pointed out that it's probably the Abbey Road zebra crossing theme. Right, so back to the question in hand, and the last piece of this memory trip is the sweet shop near the baths. So there's the baths there, and the sweet shop is behind me. But you know, I'm not quite sure exactly which one it was. Now I seem to remember it being here, and I think it's the red door, but it could be the one next door. I'm going to go with the barber shop being the old sweet shop. That's my guess. Okay, so if you know, please let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch up soon.